What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's demonstration of the template for class tonight. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and demonstrate this template now. This artwork, just to let you know, is artwork that we generated from our AI in Action class. So hopefully you were able to partake in that. And if not, we may run it back. However, we're going to be using this as a quick demonstration of how you would change this out, even change the colors, the text, and even giving you an idea here to throw in the Japanese kanji symbols here so that you can add a little bit of creative flair to your design. So this is going to be quick because the whole point of this is to be able to flip a template in 5 minutes or less and wow your customers without spending hours on design. All right, let's get into it. So first what I want to do is I'm going to come on over here to some of the images that we created from class so that we have something to switch out here. And I want to do a different version. So I think I'm going to do image number 1 right here. It's so hard because all of them look so cool. Let's do, I'm going to go with image number 1. So I'm going to upscale image number 1 and bring it in because we have some elements in here that look like, some energy, and we have some kind of a little bit of chaos going on. So we'll give it that within the background. We just want the image here. And when we upscale, it should all the way at the bottom take us to that upscaled image. Beautiful. I go to open in browser. There it is. And this is how you want to be able to save it. Let me save it right there. And then what we're going to do is remove the background and everything. Now what you can do, you can double click on the photo here. And you'll see that we have a photo already in there. We're going to drag in our new photo. Now usually I do remove BG to remove the background. However, I'm going to let Photoshop do the honors here. And as a matter of fact, I should have just hit that remove background feature. Let me go back for a second. I'm going to deselect and just hit remove background and see how Photoshop is comparing. I like to give Photoshop a chance every now and then because typically my remove BG has been doing a better job than Photoshop. But now that it's incorporated more of the AI, it is getting better. Okay, now this is the same picture, the same little boy. What we did several different variations of doing a creating a character of him in Midjourney in our AI in Action course. Now I do see some issues here. What I'm going to do is just select some of these areas. Okay, and I'm going to go to, I want to do a fill here. And I'm not used to doing this on the here. Oh, that's what it is. I'm not on my layer. And then I'm going to rasterize this layer. I'm just going to clean up these spots right here. It's bothering me. And I'm just going to do a little content aware fill here. There it goes. I clean that up. And then right here too, this little area here. A lot of times in these, and I want to soften that edge up a little bit too. So I'm just going to feather the edge a little bit. A lot of times when you're doing the AI artwork, it will add these artifacts. And typically what it is I don't like how I did that one. Oh, it's because I was selecting from the wrong layer. I need to be selected on this layer. There we go. Okay. And let's do deselect. I didn't do the best here. Let me clean that up just a little bit. Now, y'all aren't going to be doing all of this. I'm doing this because it bothers me. But that is a little bit better there. Let me go ahead and take all of this and merge that. All right, so we have our new character here. And as you know, I don't like hard lines, so we're going to add a layer mask with this rectangle down here. Use our paintbrush. And we're going to fade off the bottom there. It's a little too much. Let me bring down the size of this brush, take it down a little bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and save that. And then we'll watch our character change. Cool, cool. And we have a little effect on the photo here. So if we right click and grab the photo, there's actually 3 different versions of it. I'll turn the first one off so you can see it has a Gaussian blur on it, which allows it to look like it's kind of coming outside of the main image there. And let's lift that up just a little bit. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is there are a couple of different little splashes here. And let me name those for y'all. If I name them, I'll call these swirls. So let's call that swirl 1. And if you notice, it has a layer mask on it. You can delete that layer mask, because what's going to happen is, depending on what picture you bring in, how you bring it in, is going to give you a little bit of overlap, maybe on important parts of the face. So I'm going to delete the layer mask from each of these. And then I'm going to show you how to create your own and how to identify what parts you don't want covering up the face. So you can move these around if you want, of course. I'm going to kind of leave them where they are. Zoom out just a little bit. All right, and before I get to selecting the part that I don't want covering his face, I want to add a pure white layer mask. So I'm going to come down to the bottom here, click on layer mask, and give each of my swirls. So I'm going to call this one swirl 2. Okay, I'm going to give that one a layer mask as well. Now what I'm going to do is click on the photo, the very top one, hold down Control, click on the thumbnail. What it does is it selects all of the active pixels, which is essentially all of the inside meat of my photo. Now, when I go on to my swirl layer, I can take my paintbrush and make sure that black is loaded, because black is going to conceal. And I want to conceal the part that's going over his face. Okay. So maybe I'll leave the part that's going over his shirt, but not the part that's going over his face. Same thing on the other swirl. Now this one isn't so bad, but if I don't want it going across his face, I can change that. If I don't want it going across his body, I can change that. And this is how you're able to make something look like it's intertwined, going around something or going through something, is if you select a certain part of the image and you neglect to let that particular element go over or through the image. So this is a quick tip that you all are learning today. That's going to be fun for you to understand how to do that. All right. And then, of course, we can change out our colors here. So let's say for this one, we want to go with a purple and orange. All right. What we can do is we can go ahead and select images off of a source image. As a matter of fact, let's select image. I'm going to use this one as a source image. Okay. And this is a character that was developed on with AI art with the Midjourney. So let's say I want to go with this color theme though. So it's like a navy blue. I'm going to select that one, hit my little switcheroo button, and then get the bright orange there. So that's going to be my colorway for this one. And it just so happens that he's wearing similar colors there. So let's switch up the color scheme. Let's turn the yellow into orange. I'll duplicate that layer there. We can go to the swatches, and because we just recently selected that color, we can change it to orange and hit yes to save. Awesome, awesome. And then color number 2 is going to become our navy color. And then this one, when it picked up a color, I want y'all to notice something. Sometimes you think you're picking up blue. That picked up a very purpley color. And I'm either going to go with purple or go with the navy blue. I think, let's go purple. It'll make it interesting. All right. So that's my color 1, color 2. However, I have a gradient here. A gradient just allows us to color things very quickly with more than one color. So I'm going to click on this gradient here. I'm actually going to duplicate this one just in case y'all want to keep that red and yellow. I'm going to make an alternate version. And we're going to switch up the colors here. So I'll go with my purple and orange. And let me delete that one there. Okay, purple and orange can get a little muddy in between. If you notice, purple and orange, when they do touch, they tend to like create a little bit of a brownish or muddy color, but that's fine. All right, now here's the thing with my gradient. The type of gradient I'm using is an angle. So if you don't start and finish with the same color, you will end up with a harsh line. But if you start and finish with the same exact color, you don't have to worry about that line. It kind of blends back into itself. All right, so now our purple and orange is in full effect. Let's go ahead and close out of this one. Say yes to save the changes. Let's see what we're looking like. Awesome. Now what we can do here is we can go with the gradient colors that we selected, or we can go with the single colors and play with those as we go. And let me just show you that real quick. So let's take the background, for instance. We have this gradient color applied. This is the natural color here. So all you have to do is take off the color overlays to expose the original image. And let's say, for instance, you wanted to only change the purples here. I'm going to add a hue saturation layer. And then I'm going to pick the purple color here. Okay, and it's identifying that as blues, but I want, there we go. Let me pull that down to here. So when I pick this, I want more of the purple hue. So I'm going to choose the magentas, bring them all the way down. Yeah, that's what I want to change. So for the magentas, I can actually shift these colors. And then change the saturation. So let's say I wanted it to have more of an orange into it. Basically, I'm creating that right now. I'm taking those magentas and shifting them. And then, of course, I have reds in the image as well. And I can increase the saturation with those or take them all the way down. And then I have blues that are playing in effect right now. So if I bring the blues all the way down, I see all the places where blue is present. And then I have a decision to make, because if I change my blues to get more of, let's say I want more of that orange hue. I can crank up my opacity a little bit. See how it's changing the orange in the sky as well, which is fine, because what we can do is we can, on this layer mask here, grab our paintbrush, and we can start using the black to conceal all the places where we don't want the orange sky. And maybe we want a little bit of it, but not all of it. And this is just a point of playing with our settings and our opportunities inside of Photoshop. So what I'm doing along the bottom here is I'm letting the blue show through there, because that's the water. But as you can see, you have ways of isolating certain colors and recoloring an image. You can use the gradient tool here, or you can just use a solid color. So once I use a solid color, I can have that effect. I have my orange, and I'm going to go onto the color mode. And y'all know one of my favorite things is a gradient. So I'm going to turn this one to, from purple up top to brown, or to orange at the bottom. Or vice versa. You'll see that? Boom. So you all will have all of these color options inside of the template. I'm just showing you some ways that you can play with this. My favorite one is just to use the gradient, let it color it how I want to. Specifically, if you want to change some colors and play with some of the modes, you can do that too. Let me turn that one on. And also inside of the text here, okay, so this is a font that you can use, and you can spell out the name here, okay, and you just double click on the T to change out the text. So make sure you download the font if you want to have that same effect. But what I thought was interesting here, if you look here for the kanji, it has a website. If you double click here and you copy that website, paste it into your browser, you go to this website. And this one is going to allow you to type in any word. So what I did is I typed in greatest, right? Because I'm thinking Muhammad Ali, greatest, thinking a symbol that means something, right? So maybe your symbol is brave. Okay, you type in the word. Okay, and it'll give you the words or symbols here, and then you can just copy them. This one says hero, the brave man of valor. So maybe I just want to type in the word hero and see what I get. This one says heroic and brave. So if I copy that, ooh, see, I get so excited. So this one says daring, brave, bold, valiant, intrepid, dauntless. So let's take that one. I'm going to right click. Well, first I select it, highlight it, right? Then you can copy that. And let me go back to this text layer here. And you can right click and click on it. You'll see the symbol right there. Click on that symbol. Double click. And then you can paste it. Okay. I'm going to make sure it's centered here. Get my nice little magenta line in the middle. Boom, boom. And then this one, because it's 2 characters, it ends up being a little big. So, and this is a conversation piece too, because maybe someone asks, someone at school asks your little one, well, what does that mean? And you can say, hey, it means brave. And That can be a conversation starter because it's a confidence builder, conversation starter, the same way we wear our apparel with our logos on them and it starts conversation. But this is super, super easy, y'all. Super easy, but it looks super impactful, allows you to make a lot of money in a little bit of time. Okay, so let me also show you if you want to change the colors here of the swirls. You can change it to the gradient. You can change it to white, black, or one of the smart colors here. So we have color 1 and color 2. Okay. So what I suggest here is just like being able to quickly change out the colors, change out the text, change out the image, and just go. You don't even need the character here. If you want to know how to make the character, we did that in our AI in action class. But if you just have any photo there, it would still, because it has the action around it, it will still give you that desired effect here, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and save this one. This is ready to go. You all are going to have a blast working on this. And I want you to imagine this not just as a t-shirt, but imagine this as a full collection of things that you can do for a birthday party, down from the snacks and the invitations to a big backdrop and banner. This will be so cool to do for those different things. And of course, if you need mock-up systems going to mock up all those different items, I would highly advise you look into the Automizer so that it can mock up the backdrops, it can mock up the chip bags, water bottles, t-shirts, socks, all of that good stuff. Okay. All right, my love. So this is very, very beginner friendly, Vicki. As a matter of fact, we have people who have never, ever, ever touched Photoshop. As long as you have your Photoshop set up, you're able to come into these Wednesday classes and do everything that we did just here. Okay. But there is a Saturday class that we do for newbies. Coach Ann teaches that, and she is very, very good. She walks you through setting up your Photoshop, using your tools, bringing in a photo, fading off that photo, creating the background, all of that good stuff. Okay. So those are free classes we do on Saturday at 11 a.m. Coach Ann teaches a free Photoshop newbie class, and you all put together a graphic with her. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one saved and upload it for all my VIP, my Platinum VIP and Craft to Quit. You all will be able to come to the live class. For everyone else that's a member, please give us 7 days to make sure that we upload that on your end, okay? So the replays can sometimes take up to 7 days, but if you're in the live class, you get the class right here, right now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. I love you all. I appreciate you so dearly. Until next time. Bye. Y'all take it easy.